Sorry. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Freddy Always. Thank you for tuning in. I know, it's been a very long time since I've been here, especially in front of the camera, like I'm doing right now. Usually, the past couple videos have been vlogs of me frolicking around with my girlfriend, just having a good time, going here and there. And I kind of miss having this one-on-one conversation with the camera. I mean, it's not easy because, vlogging, I'm out there enjoying myself and not really thinking about the camera, but I kind of want to get into this intimate thing we're doing here. As you saw in the title, I have, I want to talk about something, some thoughts that us as Christians might ask ourselves, but maybe we don't want to be open to the Christian world about it because it kind of sounds like you're questioning your faith in God, which these questions are kind of like that. So I figured I would ask myself these questions, or not even the questions, they're just thoughts that I personally have, and I'll discuss them, and hopefully you guys in the comments will be able to jump in, and maybe you will yourself have certain thoughts that you had in your mind and you want to discuss with me. The first one, is there really a God? I don't know, it's hard for me to look at the camera and talk about this, but I've thought about it because you, you know s we are, as Christians, we are supposed to look at God in a way of faith. We know by His word, we know by His creation, and we know by the miracles that we see in the world. Because there are many miracles, and God is very relevant in this world. I mean, He's literally talked about. He's famous. He's talked about throughout the whole world. Right? It's hard to put faith into something that we don't see, which is funny because faith is that. Having faith is believing in something that you don't see. But what if you never see Him? You never see Him physically. You don't never hear Him. Like when you hear preachings, pastors say, I never heard Him physically, but I felt Him in my heart, which is a manifestation of the Holy Spirit. But how do you know it's true? What if it's just something mental in your head? What if something psychological? Those are like things that come into play. I mean, I've had experiences of God. I'm gonna do a quick little story because I think it's very important. One time, I had a situation where I was feeling, I was put in a place mentally where I was thinking like, God, am I doing enough for you? Am I searching you? Am I in love with you like I'm supposed to? I felt like I wasn't searching Him or looking for Him enough in His word or in life. I was kind of like, I became Christian and I'm like, I'm happy, and I chose salvation at that moment. And something like my girlfriend said is, salvation, you do get it. And there is a moment that you accept God into your life, but sometimes people accept Him and keep that moment to be the last moment, and then they just live their life the same, or they become Christian and it's just a mellow life with one climax, which was the beginning. But maybe there is more to it. There is a growth. You accept God, and now you have to grow in the faith. Well, I was having one of these moments where I couldn't believe, like, I don't know, psychologically, I was just going into a certain spiral. I was at work when that happened, and I just got into this funk where, I don't know, I got depressed. And luckily enough, there was a prayer night that day, and I decided to go because I was a sound guy at the time. And I ended up going, and I was sitting in the back, and I was like, I usually sit in the back because I'm doing the sound, I'm mixing the music and DJing the music, so people can focus on God through the sound of worship music. And for that day, I decided, you know what, I think it was very important for me to go to the front. So I went to the front, got on my knees, and called out to God. And to keep the story short, I was on my knees and I told God, hey, God, if you're real, I need to know that you're real. And I need you to send someone to put their hand on my right shoulder and pray for me. Not even 15 seconds later, a man put his hand on my shoulder and started praying for me. And for me, that was a sign from God. I mean, I feel like God doesn't show himself in some crazy ways, but there are things in the details that he shows himself, and I'm very thankful for that. But still, life makes you question his existence because we're only humans, and if we can't see him physically, your faith is being tested. Why does he take away people that serve and love him? Recently, I lost a friend, a really, really good friend. Someone that I cared about immensely, someone that held my hand in the faith, someone that preached to me, someone that cared about me, that I cared about that person, and someone that loved God immensely, served faithfully, uh, did so much for the cause, raising their kids in the faith. And I wonder why God takes away people, especially when they're so young and they have so much to live for, not only to do more for Him, but to do more for themselves. They had so much potential in life, right? So sometimes I wonder why God takes away people like that. Some people that I don't know if it's that God doesn't want to discriminate between the good or the bad. We are all His children, and He has to give everybody a chance just because that's how nature is. We live, we're born, we grow old, we live our lives, and hopefully we lived a meaningful life in accordance to God, and then eventually we we end up with Him, right? Because that's the total goal, is to go to heaven as a Christian. And the reality is, I do believe that nature is nature. People live and people die. It's just sad and not fair that some people have goals and wants and dreams, and life can just disappear. I would like to say in this very moment, enjoy your life, serve God, be closer to God, seek Him, but don't stop your life waiting for other things. Sometimes people want something but won't go for it until something else happens, and then something tragic happens, and all these goals that could have been completed were just left like that, not completed. Number three is interesting. I'm sure it has been asked a million times. Why does God take so long to get here? I mean, really, it's been 2,000 years since Jesus died. Why hasn't He showed up? I mean, I've seen so many situations where guys or prophets are talking about, this is the year 2012. This is the year where the temple has been resurrected. World War III. This is the time. This is the or they talk about the Antichrist. Who is the Antichrist? Is it this person, this warlord? Is it this person? I'm sure I'm not the only person that thinks about this. Who or when and how is Jesus supposed to show up again? When is the rapture? Is it in my time? Is it because our grandmothers that been in the faith have been waiting for this thing too, and you always hear it in the church. He's coming soon. He's coming soon, and He's coming like a thief in the night. One day He's gonna show up, and we're not gonna see it coming, and then boom, the rapture happens. Some of us are gonna be left behind. But it's been 2,000 years. I understand the time that we live in is not the same dimension that God does. For us, it could be 1,000 years, 2,000 years, 3,000 years, a million years, and for God it could be 4 seconds. Why does God take so long to get here? I think that's one of the reasons why people question the faith, especially with all the disasters and famine and deaths and wars that have been going around, especially these past 2,000 years. So I'm going to leave you with that. Please comment down below. And if you have answers for me for things I'm saying, please comment down below and I'll have a discussion with you. Maybe you have questions yourself, things that you question God about all the time, and maybe you just don't talk about it. So please comment down below. I would love to hear what you have to say. If you haven't already, subscribe. And if you have, thank you very much. I would love to see you in the next video. See you later.
Haha, sorry.